Hey guys, what's up? So, what are we talking about today? Yes, that's right, we're talking about Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. And I don't have that fancy schmancy Newt Scamander's one. I guess you'll have to contend with this plastic one that I got years ago, who only does this. I guess it's fine if you're, doing multiple of these. And that's about it. So, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. What do I think about it? Is it Grindelwald or Grindelwald? I'm not even sure. That being said, this is another pleasant surprise for me. I seem to be having a lot of these lately with Venom. See? Venom, the Meg. Alright, I'm just gonna put this thing down right now. Thank you. Venom, the Meg, Pacific Rim Uprising. No, wait, that was last year. No, that was this year, I think. Wow. I've seen so many movies this year. Wow. I've seen a lot of movies that I didn't really think I was going to enjoy, much less like, but I ultimately ended up really liking it, and Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald is definitely no exception. I think I said this in my before and after video. I definitely prefer this movie. I think this movie is the superior of the two movies. I realize that I might be on my own on this. Just to let you guys know, I'm probably in a minority. I think a lot of people would have preferred to gravitate towards the first one. I actually preferred this one. Now let's just talk about my reasoning. First of all, if you guys have been listening to my podcast lately, and well, speaking realistically, almost none of you didn't, but I did not know why this needed to be a Fantastic Beasts story. Of course, obviously, the plot of the movie is Grindelwald's rise to power, leading up to the great battle that Grindelwald had on the rest of the world, and Dumbledore's specific involvement. And, well, I did not know why this needed to be a Newt Scamander's story. I mean, I enjoyed the first one, I liked Newt Scamander's, I liked the Fantastic Beasts element of it, but that's exactly what it was to me, a Fantastic Beasts movie. Why? I mean, I would have loved to have another movie in this franchise, in this whole cinematic universe of Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. I did not know why Newt Scamanders needed to be the one to go up against Grindelwald. It made no sense to me. It would be probably the equivalent of, I guess, maybe Neville Longbottom fighting Voldemort. And to be fair, Neville Longbottom did challenge Voldemort right at the end there, and he did ultimately prove his worth, but the point still stands. Why would this guy tackle someone like Grindelwald? It made no sense to me. I mean, it wasn't like a Harry versus Voldemort, or Hermione versus Voldemort, or even Ron versus Voldemort. It's just, yeah, it made no sense to me. But after seeing this movie, I'm convinced that the people behind these movies, for the most part at least, know what they're doing. Because I'll try to keep as minimum spoilers as possible, because there's a ton of spoilers in this movie. But they do offer an explanation as to why Newt Scamanders goes up against this guy. And he doesn't actually confront him, but he has alternative ways to fight Grindelwald. And a lot of it involves, as you probably may have imagined, some fantastic beasts that happen to be in this movie. You know, before I saw this movie, I said to myself, well, this is a Grindelwald versus Dumbledore movie. This is not a Fantastic Beasts movie. Why are they calling it a Fantastic Beasts movie? There's hardly any beasts in it. Well, surprise, surprise, not only is there a ton of beasts in this movie, fantastic beasts to be precise, they actually play an important part in the main plot of the movie. Much like they did in the first one, you could argue less, you could argue more, but what is undeniable is that the Fantastic Beasts do play a major role in this movie, and there's a huge reason why Newt Scamanders needed to be involved in this. As far as performances go, Andy Redmayne delivers again as Newt Scamanders. I thought his performance didn't lose a single step from the previous movie. He's not exactly my favorite character in this movie, not exactly my favorite character in the franchise, but he does good. Although Andy Redmayne is not my favorite character in this movie franchise, he's good. He definitely commits, you can see that. Catherine Waterston definitely had a bit of a change to her character since the previous one. She's a little colder. Considering how she was in the first movie, yeah, it's not really that big of a difference, but she's definitely had some development in this movie, I can say that. But let's just talk about what really was the driving force of this movie, the last movie. Really, the main heart and soul of this whole franchise, Dan Fogler as Jacob Kowalski and Alison Suttle as Queenie Goldstein. When those two are on screen together, they are like magic. See the pun there? Jacob and Queenie's romance was probably everyone's favorite part in the first movie. Not so much the Fantastic Beasts element of it, really the love story between these two characters that left everyone heartbroken at the end when, you know, what happened. It actually comes back in a pretty big way in this movie, and this tragic love story just continues to be even more tragic. And without giving anything away, it looks like these two characters have got a lot of problems to solve, and I really, really wish this movie would have a sequel, if for nothing else than to see where this relationship is going to end up at the end of the franchise, whenever that might happen. But Dan Fogler and Alison Suttle are definitely two characters you should look out for. Ezra Miller is Credence Barebone. He's pretty much the main MacGuffin of this entire franchise, I can say that right now. Less so in the previous movie, but in this movie, he's basically the main target on everyone's mind. And there's a pretty big and important reveal about this character that I'm not going to spoil for you right now, but it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And first of all, the reveal itself was done beautifully. I did not see it coming at all, did not expect it, did not even dream about it. And Ezra Miller took it in stride. He just delivered the best part of himself, and yeah, this kid, this is someone you should really look out for. And then there's Zoe Kravitz and Callum Turner, the secondary love story of this movie. Lito Lestrange and Theseus Scamander. Yeah, you don't really get to see enough of them to really truly appreciate that, oh, these guys are in love, they're getting married. Yeah, I didn't really felt that right up until the end, but the end of this movie, definitely one of the strongest third acts to any movie I've seen all year. And in a year like this, where you have movies like Avengers Infinity War or Bohemian Rhapsody, where the third act is just complete movie magic. I keep trying to avoid saying magic, but I just can't. Yeah, this was a very strong third act, a very strong ending to a movie like this. And like I said, guys, I'm really excited to see what this franchise can throw at me next. Now, I suppose we do have to discuss this at one point. Johnny Depp. Yeah. I gotta be honest with you guys, Johnny Depp has been one of my personal favorite actors for a very long time, for years and years and years, even before he was, to put it lightly, not the most beloved person in Hollywood right now. But surprise, surprise, Johnny Depp, I think at least, really was the best actor in the movie. I mean, his performance was clearly a standout. He was, again, I keep trying to avoid saying that word, but magic. He was pure magic on screen in a way that I was not really expecting. And to be fair, he wasn't really in that movie that much, but every time he was on screen, I couldn't take my eyes off him. Probably because he had some weird thing going on with his eyes, but Johnny Depp really knew how to command the screen in a way that you really just could not notice him, even if you tried. Now let's talk a little bit about the disappointing part of the actors in this movie. Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. Now why am I saying disappointing? Well, the thing is, they really marketed the hell out of this character. They put him in the forefront of everything. You almost... It's almost like they were trying to fool you into thinking that this was going to be a major character in this franchise going forward. I mean, he is Grindelwald's longtime friend. He's an icon in the franchise in general. Definitely one of the most powerful wizards of his generation. And they put him in every single trailer. He was always in the front of the posters. I mean, in one of the posters, he's literally there, standing right beside Newt and Grindelwald. The thing is, he's not really in that movie that much. However, that being said, he's in the movie just as long as he needs to. And if he was in the movie any more than he already was, it would have completely thrown the pacing of that movie way off. And I think his character was done justice, and you got to see just as much of Dumbledore that you needed. And putting more Dumbledore in this movie would have just ruined anything that this movie was trying to set up about his character. Also, I really enjoyed the multitude of cameos in this movie. Some better than others. Obviously, if you've seen some of the trailers, there you get to see Nicholas Flamel, who you might recognize from the very first Harry Potter movie / book. Obviously, Nagini is in this movie, and I really do believe that these cameos are proof that you can make prequels work. You just need to find the right balance between telling a new story while also making it faithful to the original story. It doesn't have to be a completely different tale, but it also doesn't have to be a complete paint-by-numbers lead-up to that original tale. It has to be organic, its own thing. And I believe this movie achieved this perfectly, even better than the last one. And once again, guys, I really am excited for a sequel. So I'm hoping this movie does well at the box office, because I really enjoyed it, and I really want to see where this franchise is going forward, especially since there's a certain reveal at the end, an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist that I can't really reveal right now, and I wish I could, because I really want to talk about it with you guys, but I want to let you guys experience it for yourselves. And, well, I guess I can't really say this right now. These new Wizarding World movies are now doing what Star Wars used to do better than Star Wars is doing right now. That's just the reality of the situation, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually looking forward to the next Fantastic Beasts movie more than I'm actually looking for the next Star Wars spin-off movie. I'm not gonna say that, go so far as to say that I'm looking forward to Fantastic Beasts 3 more than I'm looking forward to Star Wars Episode 9, because that will be just ludicrous. But if there was ever a Star Wars spin-off, like, for example, The Mandalorian, I'd much rather see the next Fantastic Beasts movie. I think I really need a bit of a resurgence of that franchise. It's a franchise I've kind of been neglecting over the past few years. I need a little bit of a Potter Sans or a Wizard Sans. I don't know what else to call it. So, thanks for listening to me, guys. I hope I didn't scramble your minds a little too much. A little too much? Did I just say that? Wow. This thing does have an effect on me. So, thank you very much. Go see this movie. And I hope you like it, guys, because I certainly enjoyed it. And I really hope the plot twist at the end doesn't twist you around, because there was this girl sitting right behind me. She kind of lost her mind about it. So, that being said, goodbye! Hello again, everybody. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, where I do all kinds of weird stuff like showcase all these things, you know, trailer reactions, movie reviews, all kinds of fun stuff. So, until next time, I'll see you guys next time.